You're scrolling again. Notifications buzz. Emails demand answers. The news screams. And your mind, it's a whirlwind. Dinner plans, deadlines, messages left unread. But here's the real question. When was the last time you actually heard yourself? Not the constant internal chatter, the to-do list voice, the anxious monologue. The other voice. The quiet one. The one beneath the noise. The one that knows. Your inner voice, your intuition, or that hunch, is more than a feeling. It's your soul's compass and your quiet wisdom. Ignore it, and life becomes a maze of second-guessing and what-ifs. But when you learn to trust it, everything shifts. Stay tuned, as by the end of this video, you'll discover what your inner voice really is, both scientifically and spiritually. You'll understand why it matters more than ever and learn powerful exercises to help you tune in, even when the noise is deafening. Ready? Let's go. Let's clear something up. Your inner voice isn't the same thing as your internal monologue. Your internal monologue is that constant mental chatter. It's loud, repetitive, and often full of judgment or worry. We all have it. It's part of how the brain consciously processes information. Your inner voice, on the other hand, is quieter, deeper, and more intuitive. It doesn't argue or nag. Instead, it's a calm knowing without analytical reasoning, an instinctual, unconscious sixth sense that guides you when you pause and really listen. The challenge? Your internal monologue is like a loud radio station blasting static, while the inner voice is a whisper on a distant frequency. If you don't turn down the noise, you'll miss the message. And when you miss it, life feels louder, harder, off track. But when you learn to hear it, really hear it, everything starts to align. Is your inner voice just a mystical idea, or something we can measure and understand? The truth is, it's both. Your inner voice isn't fantasy. It's a real, observable phenomenon, woven through the threads of biology, psychology, and timeless spiritual wisdom. Carl Jung, the father of analytical psychology, described intuition as perception via the unconscious. It's not guesswork, it's insight rising up from the deeper mind, bypassing logic to offer a direct sense of truth. In Buddhism, the practice of mindfulness, being fully present, quiets the mental noise so that a deeper awareness can emerge. Through Vipassana, practitioners learn to separate illusion from clarity. And in that stillness, the inner voice reveals itself, not as thought, but as truth. In Hindu philosophy, this voice is linked to the Atman, the eternal, unchanging self. To hear and trust your inner voice is to align with your true nature, beyond ego, fear, or expectation. The Bhagavad Gita calls this surrender to inner wisdom the path of Dharma, your soul's right action in the world. And here's the wild part: neuroscience is catching up. Modern research has uncovered the gut-brain axis, a vast communication network between your digestive system and your brain. Your gut contains over 100 million neurons, more than your spinal cord. This second brain constantly sends messages through the vagus nerve, shaping your decisions, feelings, and instincts, long before your rational mind catches on. That's why we call it a gut feeling when you just know something. It's not magic. It's your body speaking a language older than words. A deep inner intelligence nudging you, this is right. This is wrong. Pay attention. In the end, whether you see your inner voice as a spiritual guide or a neural signal, one thing is clear: it's real. It's powerful. And it's waiting for you to listen. Let's zoom in on your brain for a moment, because it holds one of the biggest secrets to unlocking your inner voice. There's a network quietly running in the background of your mind, and it's called the default mode network. The DMN switches on when you're not focused on the outside world, like when you're daydreaming, reflecting, journaling, or just staring out the window. It's your brain's internal landscape, the space where memory, imagination, and emotion connect. Here's why that matters. This network is essential for self-awareness, storytelling, and inner meaning-making. When the DMN is active, your brain starts weaving together past experiences, subconscious insights, and emotional threads into something new, a pattern, a message, a flash of clarity. Those intuitive nudges that feel like they come out of nowhere? That aha moment in the shower or during a walk? That's your DMN at work, and that's your inner voice, coming online. But here's the catch: when you're stressed, constantly multitasking, or glued to your phone, the DMN goes quiet. Your brain shifts into task mode, focused on survival, deadlines, and external demands. And when that happens, the channel to your inner voice? It gets muted. That's why endless distraction feels not just exhausting, but disorienting. You lose touch with your deeper knowing, your creative insight, your sense of self. So if you want to reconnect with your inner voice, you need to give your default mode network space to breathe. Stillness, reflection, even intentional boredom, these aren't luxuries. They're invitations for your intuition to speak. Ignoring your inner voice isn't just a missed opportunity. It can quietly unravel your mental, emotional, and even physical health. Every time you override that deep inner knowing, whether it's staying in the wrong job, ignoring red flags in a relationship, or silencing that urge to change direction, your brain registers the conflict. Psychologists call it cognitive dissonance, when your actions go against what you truly believe or feel. And your mind doesn't take it lightly. Instead, it sends out distress signals. You might feel anxiety or self-doubt, a sense that something's off, even if you can't explain it. Over time, this internal tug-of-war wears you down. You begin to lose touch with your authentic self, and in its place, a quiet frustration builds. Sadness, numbness, or even burnout often follow. But the damage doesn't stop in your mind. When you chronically ignore your instincts, your body pays the price. Your stress hormone, cortisol, stays elevated, which affects everything from your immune system to your heart health to your ability to sleep and heal. You're living in survival mode, not alignment. In fact, one study found that people who regularly suppress their intuition experience higher stress and report lower life satisfaction overall. So the next time your gut says no and your mind says maybe, pause. Because that quiet voice inside? It's not just whispering truth. It's protecting your peace, your purpose, and your well-being. Your inner voice is your powerful, built-in GPS for life. When you trust it, you get clarity, confidence, and creativity that logic alone can't deliver. Feeling stuck in overthinking, your intuition cuts through the noise and points you toward what feels right, fast. Ever notice how doctors or firefighters make lightning-fast decisions that actually save lives? They're trusting their gut, their inner voice, backed by years of experience. And what about that weird vibe you get meeting someone new? That's your intuition reading signals your brain hasn't even processed yet. Those sudden eureka moments? That's your inner voice connecting the dots when your mind finally relaxes. Even more, it's your built-in safety system, nudging you away from danger before you even realize it. And in love? That quiet pull towards someone, or that warning bell you can't explain. That's your intuition keeping your heart safe and guiding you to real connection. Trust it, because your inner voice is trying to lead you to your best life. Even if your life feels like a hurricane of distractions, you can learn to hear that quiet voice. Here are 2 simple, powerful experiments to try. Your inner voice isn't loud. It whispers beneath the surface. But most of us are never quiet long enough to hear it. Here's how to do the silence challenge. Turn off your phone and all screens for 10 minutes. Sit quietly in a comfortable spot. Focus on your breath, in through your nose, out through your mouth. When your internal monologue tries to hijack your attention, acknowledge it without judgment and bring your focus back to breathing. After 10 minutes, jot down what came through. A feeling, a word, an image. Anything. Do this daily. You're not just sitting in silence. You're training your brain to make space for your inner voice to speak. Your intuition doesn't always speak in words. Often, it speaks through your body. Here's how to do the yes-no body test. Think of a yes-no question you've been sitting with. Close your eyes and relax your body. Ask the question in your mind slowly. Now, notice how your body responds. A sense of lightness or expansion might signal yes. Tension or tightness might mean no. Try it again to confirm. This practice helps you tune into your body's wisdom, the part of you that knows, even before your mind catches up. Regret is a powerful and painful teacher, but it's often avoidable. Ignoring your inner voice leads to a life half-lived, chasing what others want for you, stuck in confusion, or paralyzed by doubt. Here's a truth to carry with you: your inner voice is always there, patiently waiting for you to listen. The noise will never fully disappear, but you can learn to tune it out and tune into what truly matters. The next time life asks you to choose, pause. Take a breath. Find that quiet space inside. Ask yourself, what does my soul want me to hear? Then trust it. Because the greatest regret isn't a wrong choice. It's never making a choice at all. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to become part of our Inner Oracle community. If you're ready to take your intuition to the next level, don't miss our video on manifestation using the brain's reticular activating system. It's the science behind why what you focus on actually shows up in your life.